Mom, I'm leaving at 6 p.m. hours. Son, how are you? Yeah, I'm doing just fine. I didn't expect this result myself. That's good. Now you can be the manager of any of our restaurants. But I don't know why you have that mole. Adam laughed. Mom, well, for you, I'm the most beautiful in any way. Silence, silence, silence. I respect every decision you make. We're waiting for you. Yes, Mom, I really hope it's not restaurant food waiting for me today. Adam passed out, smiling. He hadn't been home in almost a year. Missed it so much he couldn't tell. To be honest, he didn't really want to leave, but he understood that he had to develop his business. If you stay in one place, then very soon modern trends, which are actively used in new restaurants, just send them to the bottom of the old-fashioned institutions. Adam was exaggerating, of course, and their restaurants were quite profitable. But he wanted something more, something that no one else had. The family council decided that Adam would go abroad to learn the restaurant business. But it was not only business that drove him there, but also a wild desire to get rid of the birthmark that was dropping from his forehead to his eye. It was only on the upper eyelid, but Adam was terribly complexed. His father had exactly the same, maybe a little smaller and not as bright. Everyone got used to it a long time ago, and no one paid attention. Probably in time, Adam would get used to it, but he didn't want to. Wanted to be normal without the tag, as he said himself. There were a few surgeries, far from cheap, but money wasn't an issue in their family. That's what Dad said. We're a family, and we don't have to worry about having a lot of money for surgery. If we have it, we spend it. Father and Mother didn't know where to sit their son or what to feed him. Adam felt as good as he had felt in his earliest childhood. So, son, which restaurant are you taking custody of? Adam smiled. No, Dad, I want to be a good restaurateur. And I've decided that I have to start at the very bottom. Preferably so that no one knows that I am your son. How about that? How about that? That's an interesting decision. I think it will pay off. Harry thought about it. I think we can kill two birds with one stone. I changed all the staff at Berioska a month ago. It's a bit of a mess. So that's where we're going to put you. Let's say assistant receptionist. Greet. You see if you can get Birch out. Mother smiled. Oh, it's so unusual to look at you. It seems like not long ago, Adam was just a kid. And now he's sitting there talking about restaurant business with his father. Okay, you boys talk. I'm going to lie down. It's late. And I have to make you breakfast, Gina at the weekend. Adam spent the first day doing almost nothing, shadowing the receptionist and taking notes. He wasn't much older, but he was puffed up with self-importance. Take note. Our restaurant is the best in town. And I hear it's not as good as you say it is. That's just the competition. But the way we do things, we're doing a good job. If only. Adam looked at him with interest. What do you mean? The man waved his hand. Nothing. What's there to say? You'll see for yourself when you've done a little work. He immediately shouted at someone. So, where are you going? We're on break time, you remembered. The girl who was hurrying down the corridor stopped and blushed thickly. I'm not going anywhere, not that way. I'm looking for you, Kevin. No, what's wrong? The girl flashed her eyes. We got some rotten cabbage. You can throw half of them away without even thinking about it. Kevin turned to Adam. And the young one heard. All right, he'll understand anyway. Kevin lowered his voice. So why do I even have to explain even trivial things to you? Is the other half good? So use it. And what is bad, I'm in a hurry in 3 days. Kevin, but this is stupid. You can order food a little more expensive, but at least it'll be edible. So go to work, don't stick your nose where it doesn't belong. Who are you? Assistant cook. So help me. They'll figure it out without you. The girl left. He flashed his eyes as he left, and Kevin turned to Adam. They don't know anything about business, but they're all pointing the other way. But she was right. If you order more expensive, it will be cheaper. There won't be a loss, will there? Kevin raised his finger instructively. Who would benefit from it? Right, the owner. We get nothing but trouble and no profit. Learn, young one. The boss has plenty of money as it is. He went down the corridor, and Adam followed him, thinking to himself that his father had certainly changed the staff. But it seems that the new staff is even worse than the previous one. But that girl Zoe, she just didn't give his thoughts any peace of mind. A week went by, and Adam only saw her once, and she was arguing with Kevin again, now about the meat. Zev, I'll fire you, mark my words. Fire me. I'll go to the boss, then. Kevin is choking on that nerve. Well, go and see if you have anything to go on afterwards. Adam intervened. Don't talk to a girl like that. Kevin looked at him angrily, but clearly the forces were not equal, and the receptionist simply walked away. A day later, Adam came out of work and saw the same Zoe at the bus stop. The car was parked in a nearby yard, but he didn't even think twice. He rushed to the bus stop. The girl smiled at him. A bus came and Adam followed her. Are you going to Sadovaya too? Yes, to Sadovaya too. To be honest, Adam had no idea where that was. The girl laughed. You should at least be prepared. Sadovaya is the other way. The two of them laughed together. At the next stop, they got off and walked. From then on, they became real friends. They were never bored at all. They had the same opinions on everything. And one day Zoe told him why Kevin didn't like her so much. We just don't have the same opinions. The thing is, when he joined us as administrator, he thought he was a big shot, so all the girls should belong to him. And you? Adam looked at her with interest. And I broke a vase on his head. Adam laughed. You know, Zoe, I didn't expect anything else from you. It was either a vase on the head or a bullet in the heart. Zoe stood up. They were sitting on the patio. You stay here, I'll be right back. There should be a man coming over here. Adam stayed outside. He did not have time to ask who this man was. There was no need to ask. In the courtyard, it was unclear where the little boy had come from. He was dressed in real rags, which were hardly even called clothes. He stopped near Adam and, without raising his head, said, "Hello, do you have anything left?" Adam didn't understand at first what the boy was talking about, but then he saw that Zoe had brought him a plate of food. Apparently, the boy was asking about leftovers from the kitchen. While he ate, turning away from them, Zoe spoke quietly. You see, he once had parents, then abandoned them. They couldn't seem to get him. Couldn't what? Well, they couldn't get used to it. Get used to it. She turned to the boy. Martin, come here, please. The boy stood up, walked over to them, held out his empty plate. Thank you. At that moment, the hood fell from his head. Adam could barely contain his cry. A birthmark covered half of his face. Now it was clear what his parents couldn't get used to. Adam gently took the boy's hand. Tell me, where do you live? The boy shrugged his shoulders quietly. It was either in the basement or on a heating main. Wouldn't you rather go to an orphanage? Don't think I'm not going to do anything to send you there. Just asking. Martin jerked his hand away. It's not better. I've been there. I don't just get teased. I get beaten up. Thank you. I'm going to go. He moved toward the courtyard exit. Adam jumped up. Martin, you must come again. The boy turned around, looked at him seriously, and nodded his head. I'll come, I'm hungry. Zoe looked at Adam, who was amazed, but couldn't stop himself. What are you so nervous about? Well, it's a shame about the kid, but we're helping in any way we can. This is the first time you've seen him. Adam stopped. So, do you want to see a picture of yourself? Not like me now, but from 3 years ago. Show it, but I don't see how it's all connected. Adam pulled out his phone. Zoe raised her eyebrows. In the receptionist's hands was a machine that cost as much as her annual salary. See this? He showed her the picture he'd sent the doctor. That is, the one where nothing was covered up. She looked at it for a long time, then said, "Yes, but you don't have anything now." "No, because I had the surgery. No one poisoned me, no one abandoned me, and I felt awful. I can imagine how he feels." Unexpectedly. For some reason, it seemed to me that the children of rich people think absolutely nothing of anyone but themselves. Adam looked at her in surprise. "You?" "Adam, first of all, you don't know how to lie. Secondly, I've lived in this neighborhood since I was a kid, and I know for a fact that such a car, which now often stands nearby, we do not have. Well, it's not hard to find out who drives it. Well, put 2 and 2 together. Who else knows? Nobody. I haven't told anyone." Adam came home upset. Didn't sleep the night. In the morning, his father asked, "Are things so bad at that restaurant that you're not yourself?" "No, Dad. There's more than one problem, but it's not on a universal scale. It's not that big a deal." Adam told him about Martin. His father listened to him carefully. "You know, it's very good that you have compassion in you. But tell me, what do you think?" "Dad, I want to move into my apartment and take over the restaurant." Father grinned understandingly. "Well, I don't mind. You should try to live like an adult." Adam wished he had turned on the camera on his phone. You should have seen Kevin's face when his father introduced his son. He didn't wait for Adam to fire him, but left very quickly himself. So looked at Adam carefully. "I have a feeling you're up to something." "That's right. Can you help me?" "I will, of course, if it's not fatal." When she found out what Adam wanted to do, she cried, "Adam, you're so good. If I'm all that great, maybe you'll marry me." The girl was confused. "But you're rich." Well, I get it. We're not a couple." The girl nodded. "We're from different worlds." The girl nodded again. "You don't love me, and you can't love me." So looked up at him. "Well, why aren't you nodding?" "You know I'm not." "Then I don't see the problem at all." 3 years passed. Adam jumped out of the restaurant, rushed to his car. He was late for the competition. Martin has a very important fight tonight, and Adam had promised he would be sure to attend. He dialed Zoe over and over again, but she wouldn't pick up. She must be there by now. Adam ran into the stands at the last moment before the fight was announced. Zoe saw him and smiled. Adam took a breath. He made it in time, didn't let Martin down. Zoe didn't answer and was nowhere to be seen. Adam was suddenly sweating. She was actually due in 3 weeks, but he'd relaxed. 3 more weeks. Adam wiped the sweat from his forehead and took off his jacket. It had been a month of unbearable heat. The phone rang in his pocket. At last Adam was beginning to worry, but it wasn't Zoe. It was an unknown number, and only a few words. "Congratulations. The girl is 5 pounds, 6'2". Adam almost dropped the phone. He jumped up, ran to the side, tried calling, but there was no answer. What kind of joke was that? He dialed Zoe over and over again. Finally, she picked up. "Yes." "Zoe, where are you?" "Adam, I'm in the maternity ward. You didn't let me sleep." How? Why didn't you call me? Because you'd be here and the baby would be alone at the competition. He's worried enough as it is that he won't be needed. So don't come to me until afterwards.